All right, guys, Ken Blumberg here with Making Probate Easy. Hey, this is a call with an attorney. It's a follow-up call, so it's not a probate attorney. It's actually somebody I was prospecting that I started building a relationship with that is looking to sell the home that she inherited from her mother. It's quite a long conversation, but this is what it takes to win a client. Remember, this is somebody that you have never met before, and maybe you've had one or two follow-up conversations, but this is the conversation where she really wanted to discuss what needed to happen to get the home sold. So the main things that we addressed is my team, my probate team, my ability to help her move out of that house. She's got a bunch of furniture, as anybody who knows that's in the business. Some of the furniture from the 70s and 80s was probably better constructed, but it's much bigger and much heavier. So it sounds like the home is full of that type of furniture. You need to have a solution for getting that furniture out of the house. You can call junk luggers. In my case, I use my general contractor to help me remove that stuff. It's definitely a solution, and that's great. You got to start somewhere. I definitely also want to expand the way I deal with furniture personally. I want to potentially talk to some of the antique dealers around town if the client's just going to get rid of that furniture. I want to potentially get the antique dealer to the house, and they could either just take the things away or pay the client to do that, or maybe even the client pays them somewhat. But eventually when they sell the furniture, then I would like a referral for getting them that job or those pieces of furniture. In the current situation I have with my contractor, that doesn't happen. And that's fine for right now, but I do want to fix that and actually have it so where I'm getting compensated for putting the furniture person together with the seller. Other than that, in this call, I talked to the client about commission, right? She says, what is your commission? So immediately, if somebody asks, then that's a concern that they have. A lot of times I don't address it. I do ask them if you're going to work with me or are you considering anybody else? But I let them address commission until it's time to actually sign the listing agreement generally. So she asked me about commission. So of course I told her personally, I typically charge 3%, in some cases more, depending on how much help I'm giving somebody. But I would be willing to do it for 2.5. And as I expressed in this conversation, I like to work. I like to be busy. I like to have numerous listings going on at any given time. So it's fine for me to take a little bit less. I'm willing to do that. And it's okay, just because I like to stay very busy. Normally, I don't think I say it in this conversation, but normally I say the only thing that's harder than working is not working. So I always want to give that impression to the client that I love what I do, and I enjoy it. I want to be useful. I want to be helpful. I want to stay in action, and it gives me an enormous sense of fulfillment and pride to be able to help people. And that's the message really that I want to convey when we're talking about commission. Yeah, I'll take a little less, and obviously we know today 2.5 is really not that bad. It's probably not that much lower than what the standard commission is. But I frame it in a way where it's low for me, which it is, but I let them know that. But first and foremost, I want to work. I want to help people. So again, I think you need to convey that strongly, and that gives somebody a good feeling like you're going to get the job done. Because nobody wants to work with somebody who's just going to be complaining, is not going to have gratitude for what they are receiving, and feels resentful to the client. So I frame it like it's not what I normally would expect, but hey, let's get it done. Especially because she outlines all the bills that her mom had and all the payments she had. or the bills she has on the house, her additional bills, her attorney bills. She makes it sound like she's struggling. You think she's an attorney, so she'd probably be doing very well, but I don't know what her finances are. And if it helps her to go a little bit less, then I'm willing to do it. But I let her know that, hey, it is a teeny bit of a sacrifice for me. So have your team be ready for any situation that might arise. Address all the questions. That's how I deal with commission. And then lastly, she asked me to shred a bunch of documents for her. So I helped find her a document shredding company, and I let her know I would pick the documents up and bring them to the company or shred them myself. But I sent her all that information. She's obviously a busy person, and I just want to give her that feeling up front that anything that she's going to struggle to take care of, I'm going to be there to do that for her. Remember, we can say that's not our job and that's not our responsibility and they should do it, and that's probably true. But the reality is, if you don't take it on as your job, then she's going to find somebody else who's going to do that. So I think the wise thing is to go a little bit out of your way, a little bit out of what you think is your job position, and just help the client get it done. So anyway, if you really want to get better at probate, listen to this whole conversation. If you just want the tips of the day, then that's perfectly fine. Either way, you're going to get a lot of value if you implement what I'm telling you. Let people know that you want to work. You love helping them. This gives me fulfillment. This gives me enjoyment. I love it. If you can express that, you're going to do much better. But again, you'll also get a ton if you watch to the end of this video. All right, I'll see you on the other side.
Yeah, hi Michelle, it's Ken Blumberg. Is this a good time?
Yeah, this is fine. Thank you.
All right. I was like, I'm going to wait 5 minutes till after 6 rather than call you 5 minutes to 6.
Oh my God. It's when I'm like in the middle of the store. I'm like, hi.
Right. Handful of, toilet paper and whatever else, right? Yeah. Sorry about that. Like, I guess from doing real estate, you get in the mindset of like, if you're not early, you're late type of thing. So I apologize about that. All right. Well, I'm glad I'm catching you at a better time right now.
Yeah, much better.
All right. Yeah. Cause I know, I mean, like I said, it sounds exciting. I mean, you get to go into court and actually depose, I guess they call it, depose the witnesses and give dissertations or actually present in front of the court. Which, I've heard most attorneys don't do that. They just kind of usually settle, right?
Yeah, a lot of my cases settle, but we do have ones that go to trial, so.
Okay, well, that's it. At least in theory, it sounds exciting.
Yeah.
I don't know what the reality is, but
Really not.
it probably makes you nervous at first. I mean, how long have you been doing that, Michelle?
20 years, over 20.
Okay, so now it's probably not. You're probably so used to it by now. I guess.
Yeah, pretty much, but it's still a pain in the ass.
Yeah, you gotta be prepared. I mean, same in my business. It's like, comparable sales and lists of contractors and knowing the overall market, and then knowing the market that the home is actually in. It could be tiring sometimes, but I guess it's pretty rewarding as well, just because, I mean, not saying no one else can do the work, but when you put in the time and energy and put in the work and things turn out well, it's definitely rewarding. So I guess you don't have the good without the bad.
Yeah, I know.
So, but, how are things coming along with the home?
Well, slow, I guess.
Oh, is that because of the court? Is that are they still?
Oh no, everything. I believe everything's gone. It was approved last week. I know that.
Oh, okay. Well, that's.
And then, I just talked to my attorney a little while ago, and he said that he got the order back signed by the court.
Okay.
And then we're just transferring the house, the deed into my name, so it makes it easier for the realtors or whenever for closing, whatever it is, when we sell the house.
Yeah, and his name is what? Jason or Jason?
Uh-huh.
Jason.
Who?
What? Your attorney? His first name?
Oh, Alex.
Oh, Alex. Gotcha. Okay. At Cassidy Law?
No.
Oh, I don't. Okay, maybe I don't have that right. Or maybe it's maybe I just. Yeah. All right. Anyway, but yeah. Okay. So they got the documentation from the court saying that you are the personal representative and you can move forward.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and well, that's one of the longest parts of the process. Obviously, the other one is waiting to go back to court so they can do the put it up for public notice and then have potential. Notice? What's that?
They have to put it up for public notice?
Not always, but definitely in some instances.
There was no mention of that here. They knew I was selling the house.
Well, then I'm going to assume you don't have to do that. But in many cases, Michelle, you do have to, once you get the offer, I send that to the attorney, and then the attorney submits it to the court. And then usually, I would say 70% of the time, they set another court date. And then they put it out there for public notice that the home is going to sale. And then they allow any investors or any buyers that want to come in and outbid the current offer if they choose, but they have to outbid the current offer by at least $5,000. And then it goes up by $1,000 increments after that. But in most, like I said, about 70% of cases, they do that in the guise of protecting the heirs of the estate.
But I am the heir.
Right, but what I'm saying is, if there's say 2 or 3 heirs, and they want to make sure that they do the bidding process because hypothetically you got involved with a unscrupulous real estate agent, and they were like, "Hey, I'll buy it from you cash, but don't worry, it's a fair market offer," and then they lowball you. Then they want to go to that bidding process to make sure that it actually is a fair market offer.
Yeah, well, because I'm not sure, because the thing from what my attorney did was that my attorney got the comparable as to about how much the house is valued at, so that we were in and out or whatever,
Right.
And it basically, that I'm selling the house, and here's a list of, the deceased creditors, my mom's creditors, that need to be paid off from the proceeds of the house, and then whatever's left is mine.
Got it. Well, like I said, sometimes the house doesn't go to, it doesn't need to go for court approval. Mm-hmm. And sometimes, I would say more often than not, it does. But again, I would reach out to the attorney just to clarify that and find out what the procedure is. Cause me as your realtor, it's important to know that because I want to let the buyer's agent know. Because then we have to have a buyer that's willing to wait the extra time it's going to take. Usually to go back to court, if it does have to happen, usually that's going to take about another month. So we need to have a buyer that's willing to wait for us to go through that process. And if it's not going to happen, we also need to know that because I can then tell the buyer's agent, and put it into the agent-to-agent remarks that this is an immediate sale. It is a probate. You know, we always want to put that in there so they know it is a probate, but that it can go immediately into escrow and then to sell.
Yeah, but I think there's a difference between what. Yeah, I'm not sure because basically they the way we went through probate is that the property is now in my name.
Right. Well, like I said, it's you know, it's not that big of a deal. It's just going to change the time frame. It's going to, you know, a standard escrow is about 30 days if it's a financed offer, which more often than not it's going to be, especially if you're going to get full market value. You know, there's many cash offers, but they're typically below market value.
Yeah, right this minute, I need about a month to basically pack up and get stuff out of the house.
Gotcha.
So it can be shown.
Right. Okay.
That's because it has been such a slow process. It doesn't help that I'm the only heir, the only child, whatever. That
yeah, it all falls on you with the responsibility to clean it out and do all the work.
There's nobody else.
Right.
And with my job and the hours I work, it does not leave me a lot of time. And I have maybe one or two friends that'll help, but they also have jobs. They have, you know.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you know, the pizza and beer or soda, you know, it gets the really good friends to come over, but not everybody wants to go for that. So
yeah, but we're also older now too. It's not like we're in our 20s.
Well, that's an upset. Right, exactly. Right. When you're, you know, in college or like early 20s, like, hey, let's hang out. Cool. Pizza, beer, awesome. Soda, awesome. Yeah, now it's people are a little more tied up with their families and things like that. But
yeah, but you know, because my friends now are around my age and we're all over 50. So.
Right. No, I get it. I mean, I don't see most of my friends nearly as much as I used to, and I'm 54. So yeah, I completely get that. As far as the stuff at the house, are these things that you are personal effects and things that you want to keep, or is it just stuff that you want to get rid of and throw away? Because we could help you.
There's stuff that's being donated, like clothing and stuff like that.
Oh, good.
There's stuff that I'm keeping, and then there's stuff that needs to be thrown out, and then there might be stuff that needs to be sold or something. So there's, you know,
right. Right. As always, yeah. There's potentially different scenarios, but I mean, I have people that will come and remove furniture, I guess, if that's, you know, an obstacle or a hurdle and that would help you out, then we could arrange that.
Oh, you know what I need help finding?
What's that?
Is one of those places that, you know how you have recycling paper, you know, where they have like a special day somewhere where you can drop off 2 reams or 2, you know, boxes of paper because I have, you know, work paper that just can't be thrown into the garbage. I have a small shredder that.
Yeah. You don't want to spend 3 days shredding stuff.
And the biggest thing is like my little office area that I have that has tons of documents that need to be shredded. Right.
Okay. And again, like,
but I know every once in a while, like somebody, like they have a day, like I know, like my car insurance company or somebody, you know, they would have a day once a year or something where they'll have like Iron Mountain, you know, there, and you can drop off paper or some, you know, to be shredded, you know, for free without having to pay for it.
Right.
So that's one of the biggest things that I have to like figure out what to do with all this paper. And I've already got enough paper at my office.
Yeah, like approximately how many boxes?
Oh, it could be like 4 or 5.
Okay.
But I'd just be happy to get rid of 2 at this point.
Yeah. Well, two things crossed my mind. I mean, I'd love to come out and meet you and see the house. And I was thinking I could take it. I mean, it's still like a regular office shredder, but I just bought it like a month ago. So it's in good shape. I mean, it does like 14, 15 documents at a time.
That's what mine does, and it's small, but it's just kind of like, usually when I walk past it, I'll take a few sheets of paper and stick it in there as I'm walking.
Right. While you're watching TV, yeah, you get some popcorn and shred documents. But the other thing I was thinking, Michelle, is which maybe is more practical, is I'll call my title company. They might have a more industrial size shredder. Yeah, I'm thinking, that would probably be more practical.
Okay.
But anyway, but I'll look into it for you. I mean, I don't want to be wrong, but hopefully that won't be too hard to find, knock on wood.
Yeah, I hope not. And then my mom has, I'm not keeping all her furniture. She's got some, I don't know, well, it's Oriental furniture, Asian. Mm-hmm. I'm going to keep some of it. I have to go find a storage place now, too, and get that. And so I'll rent out a storage place, and then I can move some stuff over there, like the stuff I'm packing that I'm keeping. I can throw into the storage place.
Right. Well, and I assume that won't be probably too hard to find.
No. I mean, the only thing we did was pretty much clear out the garage, because there was furniture in the garage. There was so much stuff in the garage. We did clear that out. We're slowly starting to clear out the kitchen cabinets, some of that stuff, but and then I've got, but it's like nowhere near showable because I've got boxes all over the place. I'm like walking around boxes.
Right.
Trying to, I've got bags of clothes here. I've already donated about 10 bags of clothes, and I still probably have about another 5 to 10 to put together. Because I'm going through my stuff, trying to get rid of my stuff too. And then I had to wait until I got the house into my name. I can then call, and I got to get the plumbing fixed, or I don't know, the water, whatever, somewhere fixed. So unfortunately, I have home. The home warranty, the American Home Shield. Mm-hmm. So they can come in and check that.
Okay, inside the house, or is that something
inside?
Okay, so do you have some water damage, or not necessarily? You were able to turn it off?
No, it's just the faucet stopped working in one of the bathrooms.
Oh, got it. Okay, maybe calcium or something like that.
It could be, yeah.
So sometimes you can take the screen cover off and put it in vinegar, and that might clear it out.
Well, I'm like one of the most clueless people when it comes to trying to do stuff around the house.
Yeah, hey, I get it. I mean, you've put enough. You probably put a lot of time and effort into your profession, so then you don't have to. When you do well enough, you don't have to know everything. You do what you do really well, and then the rest takes care of itself. So,
yeah.
But I'm just saying. I mean, I have a great plumber, so I could help you and put you in touch with him. Or you might just want to unscrew that, and then, like I said, test the water and see if it comes out. I mean, if it's not coming out at all, then it's unlikely that it's calcified. But if it's coming out but not coming out like the pressure it normally is, and that the other faucets are, then there's a decent probability that it's calcified.
I think it is, because there's no water coming out at all. I mean, all the other sinks are, but it's like, I mean, I was talking to one of my friends who, he's not a realtor, but he deals with a lot of things, and he goes, look, there's enough investors out there that, just get what you can fixed, but they'll still buy it as is.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Well, and that's absolutely correct. I always offer, well, if somebody seems like they might be open to it, then I offer a cash offer solution.
Mhm.
And then I tell them what I think we can get on the resale market.
Mhm.
But I will say, like right now I have a house in Stallion Mountain, and first the client was saying they're not going to do any work. And I was like, that's fine, but just know that you're going to probably reduce the amount of the offer by fairly substantially. You know, the contractor that I have them set up with, I think it's going to cost them $4,000 or $5,000 to do the repairs.
Mhm.
But I'm like, you probably get an extra 15 or 20 out of it. You know, and that's the difference between, again, a cash buyer, an investor, or, you know, a family.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
This is basically what I need. And how much? Well, what is the percentage rate for your end of it?
yeah. I mean, normally I try to, I mean, I like 3%. I mean, that's kind of been my standard for forever. I mean, I guess if there's low equity or you know, would like to do it for less, I would do it for 2.5. But I do try to, you know, it is how I earn a living and try to beat inflation and stay alive. And like I said, and I do provide, you know, every other service under the sun. And that's
now, is the 3%, is that 3% for you and then 3% for the buyer's realtor, or how's that?
Yeah, if we put it on the market, you didn't take a cash offer from me or or somebody else, or even if I mean, I do have investors that I could represent, and possibly we could lower the full commission. But normally, you're right. There's a buyer's agent and a listing agent on most properties, and when they wrote the offer, assuming that they were being represented by a buyer's agent, they would come in and ask for, you know, probably 3%, but it might be 2.5 or it might be 2, and then we could negotiate.
Because here's the problem that I have. It's like I have very little cash. And all I wanted to do was make sure I have enough to sell the house, to pay off the mortgage on the house, to pay off my mom's debts, and then to have some money for me, you know, because right now, because whatever money that I've been able to save because of medical stuff, it costs me almost $7,000 every 12 weeks for my injections.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And
yeah.
whatever money I've been saving up has been going for that.
Yeah, medical is it's pretty outrageous what they do.
It really is. and it's like, you know, and this is with the health insurance covering their portion of it.
Right. Well, like I said, I mean, do you feel comfortable with 2.5? And then we definitely certainly could try to negotiate the commission down. If they ask for 3, then we could certainly, counter that at 2.5 as well. I mean, would you be okay with that?
I would be, yes. I mean, and trust me, I'm not trying to, because you have to make a living too. Trust me, as an attorney, because when it comes around the holidays, I'm the last person to get paid from my clients because they're
right. And again,
so I understand.
Yeah, and I'm not. I mean, at 2.5, I mean, I like to work. I mean, occasionally you make a nice bigger commission, and I love that. Of course, I'm not going to lie, but I do consider myself somewhat of a volume guy, like who just likes to work. I mean, I like what I do. So, and I know there are probably some cheaper options out there too. I mean, I definitely don't think they're going to be as good as I am. So I'm fine with that. I mean I mean, I'm not, I'm not going to go complaining. Not that anyone would listen anyway, but you know. But
no, and like I said, I'm not trying to, cheat you out, but I'm just letting you know. It's like that's the other thing with, trying to get stuff fixed around here. There's only so much I can do because I have limited funding on it.
Right.
A couple of things is like replace. I mean, I have to check and see if the lights are working, whatever. I mean, I guess that's what the inspection's for, to see what.
Yeah. Well, again, what's the general condition? Is the house in decent shape? Does you think it needs paint or carpet, or do you think it's okay the way it is?
I think the carpeting, there's only carpeting in the 2 bedrooms, and I think the carpeting in the master bedroom is good. I'm not sure about the other bedroom. Maybe it just needs a good cleaning. Once I can get in there, it's like really, there's just, when I say it's cluttered, I mean, it's like when my mom was alive, the house was clean, but it was just a lot of stuff when you're cramming, furniture. Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying?
Believe me, absolutely. I see it every day. I mean, I think because of technology, I mean, we don't have like the record collection or the CDs as much, or the 8 tracks or anything like that. But when you walk into somebody's house that's like 80, 90, you're like, oh, these people live pretty well. They have this massive furniture that's extremely well constructed, but it's super heavy and it's usually large. Yeah. And then they have, everything else under the sun, records and books and
tons
bookcases.
Of books, lots of clothes. I mean, and the thing is that when she bought it, I mean, she didn't make any upgrades. The only thing that I put a new garage door opener in. I paid for that, and then we just a couple years ago put in got a new washing machine. The dryer's still old. It was the original that came with the house.
Okay.
But the washing machine is new. It's staying with the house.
Okay.
And the garage door opener I put in. Or I didn't put in. I hired someone.
Right, of course.
And the company that did it, their information is taped, by the whatever the little key,
by the button to open the garage.
Yeah.
Got it.
So that all, so that their information is there, so that's only a couple years old too. So whatever, broke or whatever, I tried to fix. The problem that it's like the toilets, I have to find that calcium cleaning thing, whatever, to get rid of the whatever's, what did you call it? Limestone, whatever it was.
Calcium.
Yeah.
Yeah, calcified. Well, you can get, I think it's called CRL, I believe, but vinegar, again, for like the screen, vinegar works just fine. Let me see if that's CRL, but it sounds like, Michelle, for a game plan, sounds like first and foremost, just get the house cleaned out.
Yeah.
And then what I would suggest is, I come by, we look at it together, and then I would suggest what I think, probably should be done. Never does anything have to be done. There's always a buyer for the current condition of the property. But like this other client I'm just telling you about, I would say, hey, I think we should do XYZ. If you're even open to discussing it, then we can get the contractor over and get some prices. And then you can pay the contractor. He might actually do the work and then get paid when the house sells.
And if there's a contractor that is willing to do that, I would be more than happy.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. I mean, cash offer, I'll make you a cash offer all day long, but truth be told is you'll make less money, because I need to make sure that when I buy it and I put the work into it and I spend the money and then I pay commissions, and there's, somewhat downward pressure on homes right now because there's more homes on the market. It's still a seller's market, but now it's just kind of barely a seller's market. So I definitely could do that, and that's perfectly fine. But more often than not, you're going to be better off if either you pay the contractor and we do the work, or I pay the contractor, we do the work, or he does it and then gets paid after close. Because the biggest thing with homes, it's very emotional. So if somebody walks in there and they're like, "Oh, this is gross," or like, "Oh, I don't have the money to do X, Y, Z," either one of those thoughts that run through their mind, you're going to get a lot less money, or they don't make the offer at all.
Yeah, and that's why it's like, I'm very open to whatever cash offers, investors, whatever, because they'll put the work into redoing it and selling it or whatever.
Right. But like I said, sounds like first and foremost, we need to get the house cleaned out, and then we can discuss, various options that we would have at our disposal.
Because I could, so to tell you, like, money wise or whatever, as far as what needs to be paid off is, the mortgage is probably around $260,000.
Okay.
Okay, and then her bills, including all her medical and stuff, and also the HOA and the property taxes, it probably runs, her bills are probably maybe like around $25,000.
All right.
And then I'm paying my attorney $1,500 because I paid him half, and then I said, and then the rest he was willing to wait for after the house was sold. Thank God.
Okay, yeah, that's good. I was going to say, if you're only paying $1,500, that's a screaming deal. I was like, that must be because an attorney price, taking care of you.
He's someone I know, so he already lowered his cost anyway, but because he knows me, so it was just like he knows he would get the rest of his from the sale of the house. So
right.
Those are basically the funds so we're probably talking about like 280, 285 maybe total that has to be that I have to pay off for all of my mom's stuff.
Right. Okay.
Okay. For me, it's like, and I just want a little bit of something to walk away with. And this is after taking into consideration what, the realtors, get paid.
Right.
So I don't know like what the comparables are around here, but I did see a house that's smaller than this one down the street that is on the market for like $400. I was like, I was going to be happy if I sold it for $350. Honestly, it was like,
right. Okay.
I mean, because if I could just walk away with 20 or 30, I'd be freaking thrilled at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it's not totally about the money. Of course, you want to make a little money, like everybody does, and I'm sure your mom would want that. It would be nice if I could get more than that, but I'm just saying realistically because I don't know. I just want to make sure it gets taken care of and everything gets done. So, right.
And
okay. Well, like I said, I mean, first and foremost is to get the house cleaned out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then go from there, and then obviously, like I said, if it's in better condition, it will sell for more.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's in lesser condition, then people are going to tend to want to negotiate more.
Yeah, because I mean, like I said, because there's a house just a few doors, down and the house, the square footage is only 1336, and my mom's I think is like 1463 or something like that.
Okay,
and I know the other house has lots of upgrades and it's really nice and stuff, but it like I said, I just saw it on the market for $420, and And I think at the time when we first did, started the probate, when they did the comparables, I think we had it around 380 or 390.
Okay, and it's the home on Twinkling Sky, right? I mean, that's
No, Fieldbrook.
Oh, Fieldbrook. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Actually, I'm not sure if I have. Could you? What's the full address?
Mine?
Yeah.
Fieldbrook Street.
Fieldbrook Street. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay, because I guess I had another address. So let me. Yeah, because I got scared. Because the first thing I do is put it in Zillow. I mean, Zillow is not. I mean, it's not very accurate, but it's like I know most buyers are going to start there, so I throw it in there just to go. Okay, what is the average person going to look at when they see it? So that's where I start a lot of times. And Zillow was saying like 290. I was like, oh no. But like I said, I have the wrong address.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, right. Okay. So, yeah, okay, gotcha. All right, makes a lot more sense. Yeah, Zillow.
Are the numbers I'm talking about a little bit closer then?
Yeah, I mean, Zillow's saying 392. Again, Zillow can be wildly off in certain scenarios, but I would say more often than not, they're within 5%, possibly 10. But this makes much more sense. Yeah, to get a sale at 350 or better, again, depending on the condition, sounds extremely doable.
Okay. Because this way, I'm still walking away with something.
Yeah, of course. I mean, again, your mom, I don't know how long she's owned the house, but I'm sure, that's her last wish is you to get something from all the energy she's put into the house and buying it. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure that's what she would want. And that would be the goal, to get you as much as possible. But, like I said, Michelle, is there a time where maybe we can get together, or do you want to kind of get the furniture out?
I was going to say I have more trials coming up. But I have some time between my schedule because I have a trial next week, and then I have another one on the 17th, and then the next one after that isn't until the 27th. So a good week would be the week of the 17th. I know.
Yeah, no, perfect. I mean, I have a surgery actually on the 11th, but I think I'm going to be fine. I really do. I think because I had a hernia surgery.
Oh.
I mean, this is like 4 years ago, and I actually walked out of the operation. And then, I obviously it hurt, but I was able to still get around. And this is kind of like more minor than that, I would say. So I think I'm going to be fine. But the surgery is going to be on the 11th. So I would say high prob.
I know the 17th is a Monday because that's the day I have trial. So anytime that week.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I'd be fine by Monday. But if not, later in the week, I'm. Yeah, so do you well, and why don't we just set it for later in the week if that sounds like it's going to be better for you anyway? Do you want to set it for like say Thursday the 20th or Friday the 21st?
Yeah, because I think the only thing I have on the 21st is I have to go get my the other part of my shingles vaccine because I remember scheduling it because it was the only day I didn't have any hearings.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well,
the stupid stuff I remember.
Right. Well, it's nice that you had one day off where you could take care of, personal things.
Yeah.
What time on Friday the 21st?
Well, my appointment's at 10, so I would probably say anything after 12.
Okay. Well, then why don't we just say 1? Is that?
Yeah, that'll that'll work.
All right. That way you're not rushing around, because sometimes appointments can take a little longer than we think.
Yeah.
So, okay, 1 p.m. on Friday. And then, yeah, I guess, like I said, I would just say, put together a plan of what you want to keep and how you potentially want to get rid of the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say, though, with selling furniture, I'm not sure what the other company, what their policy is, but I work with two generally, and one of them says they do want more than $5,000 of sellable items at the house to do an estate sale. The other one might be less, but figure somewhere in that. I mean, do you think there's enough furniture that would sell for $5,000?
I don't know, because these are, I know the pieces that we have are all from Korea that my mom, when we moved here back in early 70s, this was furniture my mom already had that she had shipped from Korea. And a lot of it is still in really good condition. There's vases and, a lot of things, but I don't know what the value of these are, so I would have to get someone in to take a look at it.
Right. Okay. Well, what I would say is continue to work on, moving things or throwing things away that you're doing.
Yeah, the smaller stuff is what I'm trying to get rid of, to declutter.
Right.
And then I'll worry about the big pieces.
Well, and I'll try to locate a shredder for you. Take that off your plate.
That would be so helpful.
When I come over on Friday, then I'll take pictures of all the items that potentially you think may be able to be sold. Okay. And then I'll send them to both of my estate planning companies. And just say, hey, here's kind of a sample of what we have. Do you think there's any value here? I mean, because that's a tough one. I would say, I mean, a lot of times this older furniture I don't think has like a great resale value.
Right.
Even though it's probably better furniture and it's better made, but it's just not still in style or fashion. But maybe because it's Korean, maybe it will have a higher value.
Yeah, it may not. I don't know, but it's like, I mean, I'm not, again, I wasn't really considering much of an estate sale, but just someone to, anybody who's interested in buying it. I mean, one of the things I'm going to get rid of, and I don't know if it's, I put on Facebook Marketplace or whatever, is the king size bed. I mean, it's in great condition, but I'm not taking it with me.
Right. Yeah. It's kind of hard to move.
Yeah.
For the expense, anyway.
So, I mean, I don't care if, someone would be like, look, I'll give you $100 for it. I'm like, here, you get it out. It's like,
right. Absolutely. But like I said, when I come over, I'll take pictures of everything. I'll send it to my estate planning people. There's also a lot of antique shops downtown. So they buy vintage furniture sometimes. So, like I said, we'll take a good amount of pictures so I can kind of help, hopefully, source that stuff out for you.
Yeah.
And figure out what the best strategy is on that.
Oh, that works.
Yeah. Again, it sounds like with your busy schedule, it's just a bit, a handful or a little overwhelming, I guess.
Yeah, it's just like, just get it out.
Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's funny. Sometimes at these homes, like, people are just like, I don't, just do what you want with everything. And maybe they have tools in the house. And I think about taking the tools. I used to be a carpenter for many years. And then I'm like, no, do not do that. Just, give the stuff away, send it to Goodwill. Definitely don't need any more work on my plate than I already have.
Yeah,
I love what I do, but
with the clothes, I mean, I've got Big Brother, Big Sister, I've got Safe Nest, so the clothes I'm not too worried about. It's just having the time to put it all together and then, calling and make sure they come and pick up. I've already, Big Brother, Big Sister's already been here twice, and Safe Nest's been here once. And I still have more. And they take more than clothing. They take other stuff, little knickknacks, little, pictures, whatever,
Oh, but that's actually nice that they've come out.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes it's hard to get people to.
Yeah, they do the pickup, so it's so nice.
that's really convenient.
So I just put them in big garbage bags and leave them outside, and they pick them up.
Okay. Oh, that's really nice. But
and then some of the stuff, like I have a broken, dresser, that stuff, we can put out to bulk garbage day. So I know we've already been looking into everything.
Okay, perfect. And again, we can, if it turns out we just are going to haul the furniture away and donate it, then on that same day we could put out those items for the bulk pickup.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm glad that's a good suggestion. I'm glad the days that they come and do that and take away the bulk items.
Yeah, because I've already done a few already, so they're little stuff that just getting it out there. So doing what I can.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, is there anything you can think of that I can help you with now, other than finding you that shredder?
No, the rest of it is just for me to start working on it. So, and then going from there.
Okay, and I could send you some comparable sales now, but that may or may not be convenient at this very moment. But if it is, then I would love to send those. If you think it's still premature and we can just go over them when we get together, we can do that as well.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. So, but I think I kind of have an idea of what, hopefully what the numbers are, or at least now too.
Right, and I'll take a preliminary look when I come over. I always look at like I said, the general market at large. Is inventory going up or is it coming down? Is days on market going up or down? And then I look at the neighborhood, and then I like to look at the home itself, and then I do a really deep dive into exactly what I think it will go for.
Okay. And because this is an over 55 neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
So, but this area is so damn expensive.
Yeah, well, it seems like everything's getting that way now.
Yeah. Because what I wanted to do was just, like I said, just have enough money that I can just set aside and then wait, because I don't know if I'm going to stay in Nevada. I don't know if I'm going to go back to Chicago. I don't know what I'm doing yet.
Right.
And so I was going to wait a year or two to see if I even want to, purchase, and I don't know where I'm going to be. So it's kind of stupid to go buy something or to go and to even rent it this time. It's so expensive.
Yeah, you said you were going to move in with a friend, if I remember correctly. Okay. Mm-hmm. Hey, I'm all for that. There's a lot of advantages. If you go away, you don't have to worry about security, keep expenses down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, help with chores and all those good things. I think it makes a lot of sense. Especially, like you said, if you don't know exactly where you want to be long term.
Right.
So, all right, but it sounds like you're making progress. You got the court approval, and like I said, at some point, either you or I can talk to the attorney and find out again if it's going to need to go back to court. Sounds like it's not, but I would I'd like to find that out for sure. Again, just so we can educate the buyer's agent and the buyer and let them know exactly what to expect. But yeah, sounds like we have a pretty good game plan, I think.
Yep, that sounds good. I appreciate it.
Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure. Yeah, I mean, anything else you can think of?
No, not at this point. I think the questions I wanted to ask, I think I asked them all. But I have your number. I will definitely call you when, if I have any questions, if that's okay.
Yeah, of course, always. Yeah, and I will text you or call you on Thursday just to confirm our Friday appointment.
The 21st, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and hopefully I won't get there a day early.
I'm sure I'll be around.
Okay, well, I'll try to wait till Friday. I'll try not to get too anxious.
All right, thank you so much for your call.
All right, my pleasure. I'm glad to see you're like a little, you feel even dealing with all the house, you feel like you're a little less stressed right now. So I'm glad to see you when seem like you're feeling a little bit lighter.
Yeah, usually I'm like that after my trials. It's when you call me before my trials, I'm.
Yeah, it totally makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. Like, yeah, just in hyper alert mode when I'm working, and then when the day's done, I'm fortunately able to shut it off pretty well. Also. Yeah,
and since both trials went really well, so.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, I have happy clients, so that's good. that makes it a lot easier for me to be a little more, happy, relaxed.
Yeah, absolutely. At the end of the day, I mean, money's great, but it really is at a certain point it becomes more fulfilling to help people almost than even the money. So, yep. Yeah, I'm glad you're there, and yeah, like I said, it was really enjoyable conversation tonight.
Oh, thank you.
All right, my pleasure. All right, Michelle, have a wonderful night, and we'll talk next week.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks.
Okay, my pleasure. All right, good night. All right, bye-bye.
All right, guys, so really the same tips there. Let people know that you love what you do, that you want to help them, and that you're here for them to make their process, their life, going through the sale of this home as easy as possible. And that you want to take the burden off of their shoulders, and you're going to take the ball and run with it, as they say. And then have your team together. Be ready for any situation: paint, carpet, plumbing, furniture sales, furniture removal. Have a maid service if that's not, like I use my contractor for all of the above. But have the separate services if you need them, just so you're prepared for anything. In this case, the client was asking me to shred documents. Hey, I got you. No problem. I'm going to take care of that. So just be prepared for everything. And everything is your responsibility, which is going to give the client a lot of reassurance. And that's it. And then the other thing is, learn how to stay on the phone with people longer. As conversations are long, if you made it to the end, that's amazing. That means you really want to understand the nuances of what it takes. But that's part of the gift of communication and getting to know people and sustaining a little bit longer of a conversation and concentration, that you can focus on them, which is going to show them that you can also sustain the sales process, right? Because in real estate, sales take a while. There's the pre-sale, getting the house ready. There's the getting it listed, the marketing, the pictures. Then there's the negotiation or waiting for the deal. And then there's the negotiation. And then finally the close. But it can be 30 days. It can be 60 days. It can be 90 days. So The fact that you're able to have a sustained conversation with somebody gives them more assurance that you're a solid, well put together individual and you don't get rattled, and that you will be able to sustain this process to close the deal. All right, guys. So I'm Ken Blumberg with Making Probate Easy. If you watched to this point, give me a comment. Let me know what you think it takes to get the deal. And if you want to partner with me, let me know. Reach out to me. You can call me, text me, or email me, and then we can set up a 15-minute Zoom meeting to see if we're a good fit to work together, and I'll explain all of the services that I offer. But I guarantee if you start working with me, your business is going to accelerate. You're going to do more deals. You're going to have more flip opportunities and more wholesale opportunities. So guys, thanks. I'll see you on the next video. Again, Ken Blumberg. Bye for now.